I got 10 minutes of daily reality for you today on Thursday, the 22nd of February, 2018. Uh, what I think about life is many different things, but one of the things I'm thinking about today is thriving or surviving. So many people would rather survive, they'd rather stay in their survival stories. They don't want to get a job that pays them more money, so they'd rather survive with the job that they have. They don't want to ever get therapy or coaching or anything else. They'd rather just survive in their fear stories. They can't meet women. They can't meet men. They can't date. They can't make money. Survival stories. Survival stories never work in life because when you're constantly trying to survive, you're not thriving. I'd rather thrive. I'd rather take an opportunity, a risk, whether it's a risk for love, a risk for money, a risk for friendship, a risk by selling my car, as Alex just found out, to go get a cheaper car. To me, everything has always been about a commodity in life. Can I sell something in order to get rid of what is no longer serving me, which is an emotion, a person, a thing, and can I find a new way to thrive in life? Alex just got back from what I call a Thrive-Cation. Now, let me explain what a Thrive-Cation is. Most people go and they work and they go on a vacation, right? So they vacate their life that they've been surviving. They go to Florida. If you're from New York, they go fly. I watched the Long Island Medium last night. Oh my God. The snowbird's going to Florida, right? It's like fly. They don't even know how to say it on the East Coast, right? Fly, fly, fly. What the fuck is Florida, right? Florida. So to me, most people go on a vacation where they vacate their day-to-day life and they go to some resort and they have an all-you-can-eat and they don't leave the resort. It's amazing. I've been to so many different countries and I've stayed at these resorts because they're great, but then I venture outside and you'll see some people there who are not thrivers but survivors, and they go, "Oh my God, you're leaving the resort. I heard it's dangerous out there." And I go, "It is. It's dangerous. It's so scary. I'm going to go. Do me a favor, call the consulate if I don't get back by noon," right? So there's that survival mentality that most people have. Now, Alex is on this journey that I would do. Now, if I was in my 20s, 20s, okay, and in my 30s, and I didn't have a daughter, if I didn't have a kid, even in my 40s and 50s, I would be more of an adventurer. Now, I still have daily adventures in my hometown, living in Los Angeles and so forth, right? But you just went on a Thrive-Cation. And the first thing, when we were texting back and forth, you said to me, you grew a lot. And I said, did you hit 5'10", right? That was, a bump humor. So you had a Thrive-Cation. Tell them what a Thrive-Cation is and tell them why you grew, how you grew, and what really happened to you.
Well, because the thing is that, I think vacations teach you a lot about expectations. And, when I left for Colombia, I had expectations for my trip. I actually, I've been there before, so I sat down with my quote-unquote friend, who I thought was my friend at the time, and, we planned everything from flights to different parts of countries to tours to everything like that, all these things I wanted to do, and it didn't work out that way, and it taught me how to sort of be on my own and how to, really meet people as I go and make my own experience, which was actually more of a gift than anything else. I went there with someone I thought was a friend. He's friends with one of my closest friends here in LA, and he turned on me one night, and he went nuts, and he tried to fight me, he attacked me, and look, I've been studying fighting for a long time. I know how to fight, but I'm not going to do that in my friend, especially a hostel that my friend owns, and I thought it was disrespectful. So I got away from it, and I did everything I could to get away from it. And that's how I grew, because did I like having arguments and having people come at me and attack me? Fuck no. I think it's just ridiculous. It's childish, Did I like, having arguments in the airport and having to discuss in Spanish, with a Colombian police officer? No, I don't like those things, But I grew from those experiences. I met a lot of great women over there, and I met women that inspired me, that really made me feel more inspired by.
How so?
Well,
what a woman does for your soul, the Eagles song, right?
So I had, here's the thing, I had a mentality before I left of like just completely getting frustrated with the women in Los Angeles, and that's
I remember
common.
that. That
That's
was a
common.
story.
That's a story.
That was
That's
a story. You were
that
living,
have.
and that story was manifesting every single time you went out on dates with them.
That's right. And every time I'd go out and meet girls at a bar or something like that, I'd always have this in the back of my mind because I've always been like, yeah, but she's a girl in LA, and like it's just, you know, we'll text for a month and it's not going to happen. But that may or may not be true, but it's still a story, and it's a story that is limiting you. And we all live with limiting beliefs all the time. And you have them, and I have them. You know, we all have them. So what I did is I was just kind of open to the Colombian girl, which was a different experience for me. And I've been with Colombian women before, but you know, I had this like I had my vacation, so to speak, in the sense that I was able to express myself romantically. And I realized that that's what I'm craving in my life right now. It's like this. It's not the sex; it's the romance. It's like the missing someone. It's like the growing with somebody, being able to get to know somebody on a deep level. And that's sort of how I grew. I was able to meet women that were so open romantically, and I was able to express myself that way. And a lot of people out there, guys especially, hearing this can think of it like, oh, you know, romance is kind of like a weak thing, and it actually that's kind of the fun part of learning about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a weak thing at all. In my opinion, a guy that's romantic, a guy that can express himself the way he wants to, if he wants to express himself romantically, is more strong than the guy that can't. And so that's what I've kind of learned. And I learned to just go on my own and not be attached to my friend, so to speak, or not be attached to my plans. There's some flights I couldn't change. I had to see him at the airport, and I ran into some problems. But it's good. It's rejuvenating to just get away and meet people as you go, and just realize that it's like you said before. People go, "Oh my God, you're in Colombia. Like, that's so dangerous." It really isn't that dangerous. I went out. I went to the Carnival. I went to Salento. I went to Medellin. I had a great time meeting people along the way.
Yeah, but you know what the most dangerous thing is people's minds.
Yeah.
You know, places are not dangerous. People's minds are dangerous. And you said something that was really interesting, and I think every man needs to embrace it, and every woman needs to hear it and embrace it as well, is that romance, you know, it's like you as a man, energetically, you've been reading the Celestine Prophecy, so you know, energetically, you are going out there with an intent. So if you believe this intent, and this is why Thrive-Cations are great, because it teaches you and shows you that what works there can work at home. It's no different.
Right.
Medellin, Colombia is no different than Los Angeles, okay? Except the fact is that, you know, they speak less Spanish in Colombia than they do in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Right? You know, humor. So what you learned is that when you go out there with an intent, you know, because before I got in my relationship, I went out with one intent, right? That I'm going to go find an amazing, beautiful woman that I can have this great fucking relationship with that I've never had before. I knew the exact type of relationship that I wanted. So what did I do? When I went out on dates, I had that intent. I spoke freely about what my intent was. My intent was to go and find a beautiful relationship. And I literally would look at women and say to them, look, I've dated beautiful women my whole life. I mean, I'm not caught up in somebody's looks at all. You know, it's like, I'm glad that you're gorgeous on the outside. It's like what's on the inside truly matters to me. What's on the inside is really what I'm looking for. And when you do that and you become extremely vulnerable and open and talk freely about what you're looking for, the woman then will feel comfortable to speak freely about what she's looking for. And then the two of you can see if you're a match instead of dating, because dating is for rookies. And I've always said that over and over again. People will send me questions and go, can you teach me how to date? And I go, you're not ready to fucking, if you ask me to teach you how to date, sure, I can show you what I do, but it may be years away that you actually can correspond and understand that, because to me, it's about jumping into your soul and exposing your soul with no barriers. So when you do that, a woman or the other person sitting across from you, a friend, anybody, it doesn't matter if it's an exchange of brotherly love, right? The other person recognizes somebody who's wide open, cracked wide open, so they feel cracked wide open. You only get flaked on when you anticipate the flaking. You only have those type of people come into your life only when you bring those people into your life. So that's where you thrive. You just realized you've had enough sex over the last 4 fucking years.
Yeah.
You're back to why you want a relationship again,
Right,
know, a real one.
And I found my motivation. I mean, and the other thing too is like you said it really clearly, and while I was on my trip, I thought about the time when we met for dinner, and you said like, you got to state your intentions to people, and I thought about how powerful that was, and it wasn't like coming from a coach; it was coming from a friend, So I started doing that in Colombia actually, and I sort of like, because I was like, you know what, I'm on free. It doesn't matter really. I'm on vacation here, and I can try whatever I want, right? So I started stating that to women. I said I want romance. I want to take you out. I want to get to know you. I want to see who you are deep down, and
it's hot.
It's really hot. I mean, and it actually, most men are super scared to do that because
98%.
They think that it shows weakness. In my opinion, it shows the opposite, and it's actually kind of like super powerful. Now, I did have one girl that was way hotter than the other ones. That was 21 years old that didn't know how to handle that, and that's okay. Because the thing is that I was vulnerable with her.
Okay, wait, stop, pause right there. And this is interesting, okay? So the penis just spoke, all right? So what the penis just said was, well, I had one that was way hot. That's the penis, right? So the penis goes, oh, look, the penis talks like this. Why don't you make him a Jewish penis?
Yeah.
Oi, there was one that was way hotter than the other ones. And you see, I just really wanted to have her. And, what would happen is that the penis would then start to dictate the story. And the story would be from the penis. And the penis would fucking start saying, well, I really want her. I really want her. How can I get her aboard the train that I want, right? But in reality, the evolved soul says, oh, fuck, she's 21 years old. She's fucking hot. My penis likes looking at her. I like looking at her. But my soul is bored with her. She can't resonate. She doesn't keep up with me. She's on her own journey right now. So you throw her back into the ocean, and then you realize that's when the abundance comes in. That's when you start to say to yourself, listen, dickhead down there, okay? Look, the penis is stupid. It lives next, best friends are 2 balls, and it lives next door to an asshole. It's the dumbest part of your fucking body in the entire world. Who wants to hang around that fucking stench all day long, right?
Yeah.
So you see, you evolve, and you say to yourself, I'm going to throw her back instead of fucking trying to validate yourself instead of just going, yeah, she's so fucking hot. Because once again, if you have the mantra in life, and this goes for women too, my mantra's always been, there's tons of beautiful women that I can date. I want to find the one that's got the best soul.
Right.
Then all of a sudden you start to step up and level up your game in life, and you level up your emotions in life. And that's when you lead. And you notice when you were leading with that, they were fucking, it was like the Pied Piper. I mean, they were just all fucking following you to the promised land, except for the one that your penis wanted the most, because the penis is a fucking idiot.
Well, I don't feel like she's emotionally evolved yet. I don't feel like she's emotionally evolved yet to be able to kind of vibe with me on that way. And even though like we were kind of vibing on that way, I did feel like better connections with other people. And I learned a pretty valuable lesson before I left, because I read a book, which I'm not going to mention on this podcast.
Why not?
Okay, I will.
Is it a private book?
No, it's not.
Is it like something that only we
can
get
on? Mark Manson.
Oh, there you go.
Models?
No.
Models, How to Attract Women with Honesty?
No.
You should read it. I'll give it to you. It's unbelievable. It's one of the best books that I've read on attracting women, because it's all about what we're talking about. But it talks about a lot of this stuff too, and really sort of stating your intentions. And I realized
but not as good as the stuff I teach. Okay?
No, because David Weigan's products are absolutely the best.
Yeah,
so everyone knows that. But I learned, I had a realization as I'm reading this book, and I realized that what's more powerful to me being, at the age that I'm at right now, what's more powerful to me is like, I've had sex with hundreds of women, it's great.
You turned 29 this year?
Turned 29 in like a month, yeah.
Wow, look at you heading towards 30.
Almost in 30. So,
that 1 year that I doubled your age, you'll never go back. I'll never double your age again. I'm happy about that. That's what you have a younger friend when you hit the age when you've doubled them, and then you realize they start catching up very slowly.
Yeah.
Because I'll never double your age. No, I'll never double your age again.
I feel better than I've ever felt before. And it's like, I'm so close to 30 right now. I can't wait to hit 30. I'm so excited, because it's like I'm growing up and I'm becoming more of a man. And part of that is understanding what I'm about to say. And that is like, what I value right now in this point in my life, right here, right now. Yeah, do I like sex? Yeah, I'm a guy. I like to have sex with women, beautiful women. I like to go out and be with a girl that's pretty and have my friends say, oh, she's so hot. Every guy likes that.
Sure we do.
But what I value right now at this point in my life is those connections, that moment when that girl who wasn't as hot as the other one, but I had a powerful connection with her when we went back to my hotel room. We didn't have sex. And we just cuddled in my bed, and we fell asleep next to each other. That's what I value more. And what I said to myself, and I looked myself in the mirror and I said it very clearly. And it's all about growing and being able to be vulnerable enough with yourself to do this. And I said, you know what? If I don't have sex for the next 5 years, that's fine. Because to me, what's more powerful is having those strong connections with women. And I know that if I focus on that, if I state my intentions with people, I'm stronger with that. And I lead with that in my mind. I don't even have to say it all the time verbatim, but if I lead with that in my mind, the women will come. The powerful woman will come. The one that jumps into your life the way yours did. I mean, the one that jumps into your life as you're walking down the street and you don't realize that you're just buying an apple and she's just right there and she asks you about your shirt. Who knows? It doesn't matter. And so I'm in a mode right now. It's very powerful, and I'm really growing in that way. And that's what my vacation did, because I firmly believe that if you ever feel like you're overwhelmed, like there's a lot of stuff going on in your life, take a vacation, figure out a way to do it, get away for the weekend, a week, something. Because sometimes in life, all you got to do is just step away from what you have in order to realize how great it is, or what you need to do, or how you need to sort of change your life in that moment.
And I'm going to end on this. It's if you step away for a day or two or three, you're stepping into a new story and you're out of the old stories. The old stories are killing you. Fucking old stories suck ass, man.
Yeah.
They really do. Look at your old stories that you have in life and write them down and ask yourself, how do these stories serve me? Most of the time, they don't serve you anymore. See you tomorrow on The Reality Check. DavidWygant.com is how you find me. You can find Alex there too. So play around a little bit. If you want to go on vacation with Alex,
Let me know.
let him know,
I love vacations.
Maybe, you know what? We'll have a coaching vacation thing. You
Not
get
a bad
coached
idea.
and go on vacation. And we'll call it a Coachcation
Coach-cation.
instead of a Thrive-Cation.
I like that.
Later.